Hello guys, today I'll explain you how to do the international team rotation correctly. There are many variations of this rotation, but it doesn't matter. I'm gonna explain all of them so you don't get lost. So, despite all the variations there are on the rotation, there are three main things you want to do on the international rotation. The first one is snapshotting all your buffs into Changling's Pyronado. So for the people that doesn't know, when you snapshot all your buffs into Changling's Pyronado, you're essentially extending buffs like Bennett's Burst or Kazuha's Ascension for passive into Changling's Pyronado until the burst is basically over. So as you can see, Changling's Pyronado lasts for like 14 seconds if I remember good. So by example, this usually lasts for 8 seconds, and it's very important that you snapshot all your buffs, because instead of lasting 8 seconds it will last like 14 seconds. It's basically almost double. So the second thing you want to do is double swirl. So as the name says, it's basically swirling with Kazuha both Hydro and Pyro, so you can get BB Shred on both Hydro and Pyro, and you can get your A4 also on Hydro and Pyro. And the third thing you want to do is nuke your Child's Burst with all your buffs. So it's very important, because if you don't nuke or you don't double swirl, Child's Burst is actually a lot of the team's damage, so you must do it. So I'm gonna show you real quick how you do the rotation. First you do your child skill, switch quickly to Bennett, do your burst, switch to Kazuha, do your burst and skill, or you can do your whole skill, then burst, switch to Changling. You first do your Pyronado, so because Goba also snapshots, and Changling C6 allows you to get 15% pyro damage bonus when you throw your burst first. So when you throw your burst, Goba gets more damage. After you do that, skill burst, you switch to child again, you do your burst, and then you do your skill. I know you didn't get shit, or probably didn't get shit, so I'm gonna show you real quick against the Primus de Overshot. Okay, so as I say, first child skill, then Bennett burst, then Kazuha burst and skill. When you have Kazuha C1, you want to do first skill, then burst again, then skill. Okay, so as you can see, when you do the rotation as I said, it literally obliterated this poor guy. So since the Primal Heavy Chap in open war is actually pretty weak, I'm gonna test it against the PMA, the Abyss. So as you can, you already see the first variant, the most common one. I'll teach you three more ways to do it. Okay, so the same team. We choose the burst damage, and on this variation you want to not use your Kazuha's burst, so you don't lose time. This variation is essentially for speedrunning and stuff. It's not very recommended because Kazuha's burst is very important for AoE damage, but if you're on single target, it's actually better. So I'm gonna teach you real quick. You start the rotation as always with child skill, Bennett burst. You hold your Kazuha skill. I'll teach you what happens with that. You do child burst in melee stance. As you see, it didn't crit because my child skill thread is apparently garbage. It never crits. I tried this video many times, and he actually never crits, but it doesn't matter. The point is that you can see how it's done. So what happens with Kazuha's skill and how did he double swirl it? So it's very important that you do the Kazuha's whole skill, because if you do the normal top skill, it won't double swirl because it won't remove Hydro, and then it will only swirl like Hydro and then not Pyro, which is a bad thing because Changling, believe it or not, is the one doing the most damage on the team. So I'm gonna teach you. You do your child skill, Bennett Burst. As you can see, when I do this, the air is gone. I swirl Pyro, I double swirl there, do your Kazuha's Burst. You can, it didn't. Oh my god. Jesus. Oh my. Why did. Can you crit, please? I don't have much to say. Just crit, please. I'm begging. At this point, he never crits. So it's weird. I must restart a lot of times just because he didn't manage to crit. So that's the second variant for speedrunning, as I said. The third variant is when you only use your Kazuha's burst. Kazuha can also double swirl with his burst and without his skill. So I'm gonna teach you real quick. You start the rotation as always, and you only do your Kazuha's burst. That is good for AoE. He swirls Hydro, then next time he swirls Pyro. So as you can see, it works pretty much the same, with the exception that Childs never wants to crit. But other than that, the rotation is good. Don't worry about it. So that is the third variant, and the fourth variant. Let me see how. Okay, it's a double rotation. When you first nuke your child's burst, then do your Changeling Pyronado, so your Pyronado basically lasts longer. So you want to do this if the enemy is very tanky, or you want to stay more time with child, whatever. It doesn't matter a lot, since all of these rotations are actually good for a lot of scenarios. You'll want to switch it depending on the situation, but all of them are actually good and none of them are wrong. Okay, so you do your child skill, Brenner burst, Kazuha's burst and skill. You do your child burst first, then you do your Shangling stuff. Oh, it also crit, but he's gone anyways. After you do that, you switch to child again and do your melee stance, and then start bitch slapping the PMA. So you can see, all of them result in the enemy getting obliterated. As you can see, he's in one rotation, he's almost dead, transforming into the small robots. So that's all I wanted to teach. I also want to say that it's very important that your Changling has a lot of energy recharge, because if she doesn't, you'll want to pray, because she will never get his burst back, and she will screw your rotation. You won't be able to start it again. So as you can see, my Changling doesn't have enough energy recharge. She need a bit more, because I'm using that much because I was testing the rational team. So in that team, Changling doesn't need that much energy recharge, so I can allow myself to put the spear. But I usually use either Favonius Lance or the Catch. Both of them are very good option. Favonius helps you battery a bit your overall team, but it also doesn't matter, because if you run Kazuha with Favonius, he will battery your Changling a bit, and she'll be able to get her burst back. So that's all. I think I explained pretty much all you need to know. I hope you enjoy it, and most importantly learn, and have a nice day. Smiley face.